Welcome to the Fuller Tracy Money Audio Commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording. It's 3:04 p.m. That is Central Time. Today is August 2nd, and today being Friday, it's the big picture, long-term audio and video for the various different asset classes. So this week, there's certainly an air of all change. And I think it began on Wednesday, where you had the Federal Reserve refusing to cut interest rates and talking about the need for more data. And that's problematic because they were not willing to accept that inflation was possibly going to surprise on the upside back in 2021 and 2022. And then it did. So they were pushed into aggressively raising rates. And because they got it wrong the first time, then the second time round, they've probably had an institutional discussion about not continuing to make mistakes. So they're waiting and they want to see the data. Well, the chances are that they probably saw enough data on Thursday and Friday to really ram home the point that they need to be cutting interest rates. So on Thursday, we had the initial jobless claims coming in above expectations, continuing claims coming in above expectations, and then the manufacturing ISM that was in additional contraction territory. So the expectation was for it to be at 48.8 and the actual was at 46.8. So it was really undershooting expectations. Now, of course, what some people will argue is manufacturing doesn't really matter all that much, considering that it's not nearly as large a proportion of the broader economy than it was in the past. But nonetheless, what it suggests is that there's less demand in the wider economy. Then on Friday, today, so what we've had was the revisions to those payrolls, and they were lower as well. The non-farm payrolls came in way below expectations at 114,000 versus 175,000 expected. So that's a major miss. And the unemployment rate jumped 20 basis points to 4.3%. And then additionally, the average hourly wages have been contracting. So what we have here is, on the one hand, you have the ISM contracting. You have initial jobless claims rising, so more unemployed people. It's more difficult to find a job once you become unemployed. You're not getting paid as much, or you're not seeing your wages rise as much, and the unemployment rate is rising. So all of that is pointing towards an economic slowdown. And obviously, then the Federal Reserve should be cutting interest rates into that environment, and the bond market is beginning to price that in. And I think that's basically where we are. Now, what I'd like to do this week is really focus on not just recession indicators, which are flashing red, but also to look at different asset classes and what we might anticipate. And then also to think about where the excesses are and then where potentially we'll find opportunity.